This show is a damn joke. Those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for Welcome to Derry, episodes 3 and 4. It should be alcohol, but it's not. Just I could probably get drunk and maybe enjoy this more, but I am sober. And this show's fucking sucks. If you liked it, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I think this is laughable. I don't know in the thumbnail some of the dumb visual moments you see in this. This is a joke. This show is a fucking joke, in my opinion. Now, I already talked about the first two. I don't want to regurgitate too much of what happened in them, other than you have this military guy, Leroy, his son Will, and his wife have come to Derry. Leroy is with the Air Force and joins with the general, played by James Remar, who's in The Warriors, among other movies. And he deals with some racism. There's a bit where these people tried to attack him, and he comes to find out it was a test to test your fear. The Air Force are looking for this entity. You come to find out they have this psychic Halloran. Yes, Dick Halloran, the character who would be in The Shining, played by Statman Crothers. He's here, and they're using him as kind of a compass to try to find this entity. Meanwhile, you have these kids, and eventually some of them get into this movie theater. Some of them get killed. They blame it on one of the girls' dads, because more racism. Remember, there's racism in this show. Then by the end of the episode 2, they kind of pressure the one girl, Lily, to kind of push the narrative that it was this girl, Ronnie's dad. Because we need a fall guy, so have the black guy be the fall guy. So you get to episode 3. First it takes a trip back to 1908, where this little boy, who you find out is James Remar when he was young. He's at this carnival. He's scared by this thin guy with one eye, who does appear later on and looks really fucking goofy, which I'll get to. But the boy is going home with his dad. He falls for this Native American girl. They're playing in the woods. The boy runs off to the woods, and then the thin man appears with the one eye, but becomes this goofy looking, stupid, awful, ridiculous looking, like Gollum's dad. Gollum's deadbeat dad. If Gollum had like an unemployed dad who got drunk every fucking day, that's who it looked like. And then became like much more, like the bigger he got, the more CGI he got, and gangly, and then tried to crawl as a spider or crab thing. It looked so fucking stupid. It looked goofy. Why is it that a show like this cannot employ any amount of practical effects? Each time something happens, it's gotta be the CGI effect that it's done badly. Like, the CGI in this show is so piss poor. You would think they would put some effort into these special effects, but it's not. So each time a horror element happens, it becomes ridiculous. It becomes laughable. It becomes foolish. The fucking baby running around in the first episode, bouncing like a fucking ping pong ball. Here, that's how I was moving. I'm not scared by Gollum's dad. Deadbeat fucking dead fuck dad. So the boy gets helped by the Native American girl and runs off. Then you cut to the modern time of the piece. Ronnie's dad, Hank, is in jail for crimes he didn't commit. Lily talks with Ronnie and apologizes. They kind of forced me to do this. And then let's try to prove your dad's innocence. Let's go find whatever these things are and take pictures of them, have proof. They did with two other kids, two boys, to try to get help. One of them is Will, the military guy's kid. Meanwhile, the military is using Halloran as, again, a psychic compass. Take him on this helicopter and he'll point you the way. And then you get Halloran having a vision, which is really one of the only times that the visuals got a little bit interesting. Is he's in the cockpit of the plane and he turns and he's walking. You see that it's bigger and bigger, and then darker and darker, and then you see a door kind of slam, and then he's in a different realm, which is pretty much the sewer, and he sees what was in the movies, the big thing with all the bodies, the deadlights, whatever you want to call it, the lair of Pennywise, and he even sees a sign that says Pennywise on it, and a figure looking at him, asking, "Who are you?" If there is an effective scene, that's maybe the one time it tries to be a bit effective. Although, again, the CGI is still noticeable in that. The guy who plays Halloran, I think he does a competent job. It is a bit weird to think that later he would be in The Shining. And I'm like, okay, so he's going to be able to deal with Pennywise and not die from him. But he got killed by Jack Nicholson. I did see that coming. Just to be fair, he was old, but is that, I don't know. So I mean, it's interesting to have that character in this. But I mean, right, we know what's going to eventually happen. Although I guess in this, who knows? Maybe this doesn't mean it's in the Stanley Kubrick Shining continuity. Hell, maybe this is in the fucking miniseries continuity and Halloran doesn't die. Because, I mean, who knows what continuity this is in? Because in the book, I think Halloran lived. I think. And then in the movie, he died. So, I don't think they established which Halloran is this. So, again, maybe he lives. Maybe. I'm just so used to the movie Shining where he died. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the actor playing him, I did, does a commendable enough job. And that's why scenes with him I don't mind. But it's all for naught, because then you go back to the kids, which the kids are not bad in terms of they're not doing a bad job acting wise. I do think the girl that plays Lily does have that nervous, scared energy where it seems like any minute now she's got tears in her eyes, and they do what they can, but it's the material around them. Like, they go to a cemetery and they want to get some pictures, then the shit hits the fan, they gotta ride off, and the ghosts pop out of nowhere, but it looks so fucking awful. That's why I said this show is laughable. You looked at this one scene alone. They're riding bicycles in a cemetery, and the whole fucking thing has to be, I think it's blue screen. I was going to say green screen, but I swear I could be wrong on this. So I'm wrong, I apologize. But I swear I saw behind the scenes footage and it was blue screen. Blue, green, pink to fucking polka dot, I don't care. It looked fucking shady. Like, you can't have kids in a fucking cemetery. You tell me you cannot find a cemetery, or you cannot build a cemetery bit of a set, and just ride the bicycles and have the kids actually ride them. Yeah, number one, it's so goddamn dark, I couldn't see what the fuck was happening. I don't have night vision in my eyes. Sorry, show. So I barely see what the fuck's going on. There's CGI fog. They're not in a real environment at all. You tell they're on a fucking stage. They're on a fucking sound stage. You could clearly tell. Oh my god, look, guys, I'm in a park. Oh, now I'm in a cemetery. Can't you see? And everything around them is fake. The ground is fake. The backgrounds are fake. Parts of the cemetery is fake. The fucking fog is fake. Like, everything is CG. Why does every fucking thing... Why are we so fucking lazy in making movies and TV shows that, back in the day, you find a cemetery, you have the kids fucking drive through the cemetery. Hey, we don't borrow this for a day, we're not going to ruin anything, we'll just build something over here, and we'll film this, get a fog machine. But no, everything gotta look fucking shitty. And, like, I don't know if people just used to it, or they're like, fuck it, we don't care. Yeah, it looks like shit, but oh well, what do you expect? I expect competence. I'm tired of... I'm not going to give this shit the pass. Why? I don't need to give it the pass. There's no reason to give it the fucking pass. Can't do it, then don't fucking do it. Don't put it in a cemetery, or put it in a place and have it look better. Or film it on an actual location. Have some fucking talent. Get fog machines. Make it look atmospheric and spooky and suspenseful. And it doesn't. It looks like shit. It looks cheap. It looks like it costs $2.82. Horrible CG. In the horrible CG fog. CG backdrop. Can't see what the fuck's going on. CG ghosts pop out of nowhere. And then they get back and they develop the film, and one of the pictures they see is a clown. You know where that's going. Then episode 4, they show the pictures, and oh, lo and behold, big surprise, they don't believe them. I could have told you that. The Air Force guy, Leroy, takes Will fishing. Will gets pulled under, sees his dad burn up, tells his dad. Dad sees the scratches on his kid's arm, wondering what's going on. They turn, they see a red balloon. Pennywise's red balloon. The kids are trying to figure out what to do next. I'm trying to think what else happens in this. The only two things I remember happening is this. Number one, there's this nerdy girl who was a turncoat who fucked over the character Lily. Seemed like it was her friend, then turned on her and acted like a little bitch. She's like trying to get some info out of Lily. Then something happens where, again, this was... My friend Stuntman Mark warned me about this. So I don't know if you're watching, Mark, but he warned me about this. Because this is when I watched the first 2 episodes. He's like, oh, did you watch the bit with the eyes? I'm like, what? I swear it's him. If I'm not, I must be daydreaming. But I swear he warned me this. And this is what he was talking about. So she's got glasses. And the eyes balloon up into CG. And they come out like a cartoon. Like it was Jim Carrey's The Mask. Which now it's a clone of Jim Carrey. Anyway, that's the whole thing. Oh my god. Oh my... What the fuck happened to Jim Carrey? What the fuck did he do to his face? Why? No, it's not a clone. He just had a stupid facelift and a bunch of ugly shit. Anyway. But these CG, like, balloon eyes... They look stupid. They look goofy. How are we supposed to take this seriously as horror? And there are literal fucking people who will have the thumbnail going, "Duh." This is the thumbnail. As if they've never seen a film before, as if they've never seen a TV show before. And they're like horrified. Like, how do you not laugh at this? These goofy, ridiculous CGI fucking water balloon looking eyes pop out, like extend. This is like something I would see in a fucking Nickelodeon show back in the day. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Don't put in the fucking thumbnail. Because it looks that stupid and goofy. It's a fucking joke. Why am I supposed to be horrified? This looks stupid. It's stupid. So she flounders about, finds a machine, imagines cutting them off, but in real life, like she's trying to stab her eye and Lily's trying to stop it. I think she stabbed at least one of her eyes. The other kids come in, they probably assume she did it to the girl. Meanwhile, I forget in this one, the previous one, James Remar meets with his Native American crush. She's much older, and they talk, and he lies to her, saying, "Oh yeah, we're in those woods for some." I forget what the reason. It's a lie, so it doesn't matter. But then they bring in, I think, her nephew or something, and Halloran enters the mind, and then you have this long exposition scene, backstory about this thing came from the sky, a star struck Earth, and there's these shards, and the spirit was free, and there's these shards of the whatever the hell struck Earth, and the stone held power, so the natives had one of these shards as a weapon, and they stayed away from that place. But then the settlers came in, and the settlers screwed it up, and the settlers, they all died, and then 2 or 3 women had to go in. I don't know why no guys, but I guess the guys are all pussies, or the guys are all fucking limp dick fucks. So 3 women had to go in with the magic dagger. Was it the golden child? I got the knife. My sweet brother Numsy. They go, and then eventually, I just didn't tell the others where they were going, because then they go in search. And then the one girl's mom gets killed. And again, this like, looks like not a pill. The guy looked a bit like, I don't know how to put it. Had like long white hair, and I don't know. I was going to say like a pilgrim, but without the hat. But just this long white hair, and kind of again gets all gangly and CGI looking, and grabs the Native American lady, and then kills her, and then she finds her mom, and they give her a ceremony, funeral. And then they come back, and they did more pillars, more shards. And the whole time Halloran is entering this guy's brain to get all his information. And then come to find out that the shards are in the house. The house that was in Stephen King's It, Chapter 1, that the kids went into. It's in that house. The shards. And that's the other thing about this show. What's the point when we know Pennywise is not going to be killed because he's in the movies? So we know at the end of the day, no matter what they do, it's still going to be a fruitless venture, because more kids are going to die, more people are going to die. It's going to be It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. So like, we already know what's going to happen. We already know Pennywise not going to be defeated. At least not truly. Like, we already... So, that's the thing with prequels that I find uninteresting as a premise. Are there exceptions? Yes. But for the most part, it's like, we know what's going to happen. I would think, like, the ending to me is the most important part of the story. It really is. Just when you go on a long journey, if the ending sucks, then it feels like the rest of the journey is pointless, because the ending ruined it. Explorers, this film from the 80s that I liked, up until the third act, the ending, which sucked ass. And then that's why I don't rewatch that film, because the journey was cool, but then the ending made the journey feel a bit pointless and anticlimactic, and like, really? What the fuck? So we already know where it's going, and where it started doesn't, it's not interesting to me. The Air Force is looking for an entity. And then a bunch of awful CGI creatures, CGI babies, CGI eyeballs oozing out, CG dangly golem dads. I don't see what's scary about that. What is frightening about that? What is suspenseful about that? What's atmospheric about it? Any of the above things I've mentioned. The characters, in one ear, out the other for me. The actors, I think, do what they can. I don't blame the actors. It's not the actors' fault. I don't think this is a poorly acted show. It just, I don't give a whole lot of fucks about the characters. And they didn't hone in as much on racism as they did on the first two episodes. And yeah. I mean, if Mozzie wants to request the other episodes, please feel free. I know we're going to get more into the Pennywise stuff, which I don't even like Pennywise in the It. I like when Tim Curry did it. Skarsgård is laughable. So I'm sure there'll be more of him. Again, the positive I will say is that the acting's not bad, especially the guy who plays Halloran. His first vision when he's on the plane and how that's synced from the plane to the lair wasn't too shabby. But just, again, the CGI looks terrible. The horror is laughable. The plot just, I don't find that interesting so far. Episode 4 is definitely exposition filled of this thing came from the sky, but you know, isn't more interesting when you don't explain it. But it's a prequel, so you gotta explain it. Well, I didn't think it was that much of an interesting explanation. So take that for you will. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.